Golurk commits a shield, now looking for the full mod slap farm down. The opponent unlikely to return with stun fisk, as most Golurk run dynamic punch. The opponent instead chooses to send out Cresselia, thinking they can absorb a shadow punch, while no bonfire is only running nukes. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the most ridiculous battle submission I have ever seen from fellow content creator No Bonfire Head. He's linked in the title, go check him out. This channel is the home of shadow Pokemon, where we love to run some extreme shadow spice, and No Bonfire Head has took that to the next level. He is repping two of the most glassiest, hard-hitting shadow Pokemon you could possibly run on the same team, and my god, are you in for some nukes. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we're not off to the best start. The backline completely doesn't want to deal with this Swampert. Honchkrow made of absolute paper. This is not even a shadow Swampert, and Hydro Cannon already got us into the red. No Bonfire Head, undeterred, returns fire with the Sky Attack Swampert, instantly puts up a shield. No Bonfire Head continuing to overfarm. We're going to start investing shields ourselves. We shield up the Hydro Cannon. No Bonfire Head then sees a Galarian Wheezing come in, and there's no baiting. We full send the Brave Bird. The opponent near gets one shot, one mod slap. That Wheezing was straight in and straight out. The opponent's final Pokemon is Shadow Skuntank, and speaking of straight in and straight out, this skunk is about to meet the same fate. We shield up the Crunch. Going to commit to the full mod slap farm down. Golurk running through the opponent's team, and No Bonfire Head is now YOLOing the poltergeist. Does the opponent respect the damage? Swampert commits that final shield. They are going to take us out with a Hydro Cannon. Golurk also has 0 defense, and Hydro Cannon vanquishes us back to our Pokeball. Speaking of being returned to our Pokeball, Shadow Alola Muck is not going to fancy tanking an Earthquake. In comes Muck. We attempt to catch the Earthquake onto Honchkrow. The opponent doesn't throw. However, they're unable to mud shot, farm us down. They fire off the Hydro Cannon. It's going to be a race. Muck versus Swampert. Muck wins the race, and Dark Pulse is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Evidently, the opponent has forced closed the app. Not a fan of them big booms in game number 1. Ultra League is without a doubt the most ridiculously bulky league, with a lot of matches going to the timeout clock. However, you're not going to see any of that nonsense today. In battle number 2, we pick up a dreadful lead. The Walrus going to be great against pretty much everything not named Alola Muck. We say switch into the Muck, we fire off the Dark Pulse. The opponent lets it go and then send out Obstagoon. Who would have thought when you're running such a spicy team that you're going to find so many core breakers? Obstagoon pretty good against all 3 of our Pokemon. However, Muck fires off the Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave lands, and Obstagoon's now left deep in the red. The opponent fires off the Night Slash. Muck looking for the Poison Jab farm down. However, Obstagoon makes another charge move. The opponent this time throws the Cross Shot. The opponent's Walrein that does have residual energy could be a problem to deal with. No Bonfire Head sends in Honchkrow, looking to get the resisted Snarl farm down. Obstagoon makes a move. Cross Chop's only neutral, but Honchkrow can't really tank anything. We're already down to half health. We get the resisted Snarl farm down. The opponent, if they return with Walrein, they will be losing CMP. The opponent send out a Charmer. Honchkrow won't be fancying tanking any charms. We fire off the Sky Attack. Sky Attack does decent chip damage. The opponent actually running Quick Attack. This could be playable. Is Shadow Golurk time. Golurk gonna need to invest both Protect Shields. However, Walrein is gonna get Mud Slap back into Oblivion. We do invest that final Protect Shield. However, Walrein won't be making another move. Golurk commits to the full Mud Slap farm down, back out. Comes Sylvie on the Quick Attacks. They're doing absolutely nothing due to our Ghost typing. We fire off the Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch forces the first Protect Shield. Come on, Golurk. Please survive a Moonblast. Golurk's defense stat, non-existent. We get taken out. It's now all down to Honchkrow. Can we get the resisted Snarl farm down? Yes, we can. Who was worried? And we're off to a 2-0 start. Moving on to the next one. Yet another dreadful lead. Ampharos, definitely not what Honchkrow wants to see. Where's all the Shadow Claw Giratina as we see the pivot into Alola Muck? The opponent gonna look to go for some chip and dip action. They fire off the Thunder Punch. The opponent continuing to stay in. So No Bonfire Head gonna return fire with the Dark Pulse, and Dark Pulse goes unshielded. Ampharos near gets one shot. Muck can survive another Thunder Punch. We've now got rid of Ampharos. What does the opponent have in the back? They're actually running Dragon Breath Giratina. The Dragon Breath variant going to be super difficult. We're going to wait out a timer. Send in Honchkrow. The opponent again has a Sylveon. However, this one most certainly is not running Quick Attack. We fire off the Sky Attack. We're getting eaten alive by Charms. We pivot into Golurk. Charm only neutral. However, you forgot to tell Golurk because we're getting absolutely eaten alive. The only win con at this stage will be to go for the 1 shield and farm down and hope the opponent looks to 2 shield flex. We're going straight for the poltergeist. Does the opponent look to call it, thinking it's only a shadow punch? Boom, Mr. Opponent. They shield the poltergeist, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we've got some shadow on shadow crime. The opponent running Dragon Tail, and holy crap, look at the Dragon Tails. 4 Dragon Tails have got us. Below half health, however, Honchkrow wins CMP. We fire off the sky attack. The opponent lets it go. They get 1 shot. We then see the pivot into a Alolan Muck to answer the Ampharos safe switch. The opponent then send out Tentacruel, however, Muck so far ahead in energy. Going to start ripping off these Dark Pulses. The first one goes unshielded. Tentacruel now below half health. Alolan Muck can survive a Scald, so we see the instant no shield from no bonfire head. Scald gets us into the red. The opponent gets RNG favour, getting the attack drop. You hate to see it. We fire off the Dark Pulse. Tentacruel does survive, however, they're going to be unable to poison jab, farm us down. The opponent going to fire off the Scald, and it's now Golurk time. 1 Mud Slap deletes Tentacruel. This opponent really needs the top left, however, they're looking to play it out, so no bonfire head says, you want that smoke? I'll give you that smoke. We catch the brutal swing back onto Honchkrow. No bonfire head, looking to go for the 2 shield flex. Can we survive a brutal swing? Yes, we can. We're left deep in the red, but Golurk carries us to victory, and we save 2 shields for next season. In the next battle, we lead Shadow Honchkrow into Shadow Charizard. Yet more Shadow on Shadow massacre in store for us today. Shadow Charizard going to be super scary for our entire team. The opponent banks some energy. Send out Tapu Fini. We're going straight for the Brave Bird. Does the opponent respect the damage? Get absolutely wrecked. They near get 1 shot, 1 poison jab. Takes care of the Fini. They were straight in and straight out. The opponent absolutely bamboozled. Send back out Charizard. No bonfire head with 2 protect shields, 2 hard behind, calls the Dragon Claw. The opponent full sends the Blast Burn. Muck survives on minimal HP, makes the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse going to be forcing the first protect shield off Charizard. We now send back out Honchkrow. The opponent going to go straight Dragon Claw at this stage, as really there's no need to Blast Burn Honchkrow. We shield up the Dragon Claw, return fire with the Sky Attack. Come on, trainer, let it go. The opponent invests that final protect shield, however they do throw energy. It's going to be all down to Shadow Golurk to close out this battle. Buckle up. The opponent pivot out into Fairy Ring, Clefable, Mud Slap, tearing through the opponent. We still have 1 protect shield, 2 hard behind. Last second we commit a shield, and it's a good one as the opponent fires off the Moonblast. Golurk looking to farm up 2 back-to-back charge moves. Moment of truth. Can we survive a charge move? Meteor Mash gets us deep in the red. We farm up to 100 energy. We're at the back-to-back Dynamic Punch. These dynamic punches are resisted, but Clefable gets returned to their Pokeball. Back out comes Charizard. They also resist fighting, but Golurk couldn't give a flying fuck, and we take that game. What an incredible win from No Bonfire Head. Make sure you go check him out. He's linked above. In the next battle, yet another dreadful lead. However, No Bonfire Head really doesn't care about dreadful leads, as he's an absolute wizard at this game. We pivot into a Alolan Muck, and we are hard punished with a Galarian Stunfisk. We land the Dark Pulse, which does decent neutral damage. The opponent at the Earthquake, and they are not baiting. We get vanquished back to our Pokeball. We can't return with Honchkrow, so we're going to have to come into Golurk. In comes Golurk. Look at the Mud Slap damage. The opponent builds up to what could be an Earthquake. We see the instant shield deployed. The opponent go for a cheeky masturbating session. However, they're not going to reach another Earthquake. This is only a Rock Slide. No Bonfire Head instantly clicks no shield. Rock Slide does absolutely nothing. The opponent's final Pokemon is Virizion, and stay in school, kids. Learn to count. We catch what could be a Leaf Blade back onto Honchkrow. The opponent fires off the Leaf Blade. Back out comes the Spider. The Spider throws energy. Is this playable? I think the win con for No Bonfire Head is the opponent dying of a heart attack. However, we play it out. We come into Golurk, full send the Poltergeist, vanquish the Spider back to their Pokeball, and No Bonfire Head agrees there is no win con, and he concedes the match. Moving on to the next one. Finally, the algorithm god smiling on No Bonfire Head. What a lead. The opponent safe switches into Tapu Fini. We bank a Sky Attack, send out a Alolan Muck, Poison Jab, going to tear through the opponent. This is enough for a Moonblast. Last second, we commit a shield. The opponent full send the Moonblast. Muck going to be able to now Poison Jab farm all the way down. And the opponent thinks, fuck the algorithm, and concede the match. Moving on to the next one. Normal service has resumed, finding ourselves yet another core breaker. We can't really pivot as Alolan Muck definitely doesn't fancy any of this work of the Bear Trap either. No bonfire head, gonna tank a rock slide. Rock slide doesn't get the same type of attack bonus, but it's still near one shots. Honchkrow left deep in the red. Brave Bird is resisted, but Stunfisk, Yusa are going to take a lot of damage. It gets them below half health. No bonfire head now reaches the sky attack. Is the opponent gonna shield? Yes, they are. Holy smokes, Honchkrow forcing a shield off Stunfisk. The opponent then snipe with Ampharos. However, my god, do we have some Ampharos counter. We come into Golurk. The opponent running the non-shadow variant, so we are going to survive one brutal swing. Not particularly well, to be honest. We're already getting towards the red. We're now in the red. However, no bonfire can shield once. Mud slap farm all the way down. The opponent unlikely to return with Stunfisk, as Golurk always run dynamic punch. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They send out Cresselia. The opponent probably thinking an easy tank of a shadow punch. However, we full send the poltergeist. It goes unshielded. Cresselia near gets one shot. I have never seen Cress take so much damage in the Ultra League. We then catch the grass knot onto a lowland muck. What a catch. The poison jab takes care of Cresselia. Back out comes Stunfisk. They fire off the earthquake. However, Golurk going to be able to mud slap farm down and take that game. No bonfire ahead. I take my hat off to you, sir. That is probably the best win I've ever seen in Ultra League. And we clutch up a beautiful 4-1. Moving on to the next one. Honchkrow into Charizard. Blast burn, probably enough to kill Honchkrow and all its relatives. We see a shield deployed. The opponent, of course, goes for the Dragon Claw. We then throw one Snarl and the Sky Attack for optimal fast move timing. The opponent lets it go. They near get one shot. We sneak the Snarl. This again is only a Dragon Claw. A non-stab Dragon Claw nearly takes us out. Honchkrow left deep in the red. We farm up. We make the Brave Bird against this Clefable. Does the opponent respect the damage? Brave Bird near one shots. We then see the Simul swap of Alola Muck into Jellicent. And the bamboozled opponent just concedes the match. Let's go. When I saw this battle submission, I thought I was in for a treat, but my god, I was not expecting this madness. In the next battle, we see another Charizard in the lead. The opponent builds up to a potential Blast Burn. We see the shield deployed. Of course, the opponent baits with a Dragon Claw. We've already seen those Sky Attack near one shots. Does the opponent invest the Protect Shield? Yes, they do. The opponent then fire off another Dragon Claw. We've seen Honchkrow will survive this. However, we're going to left so low. The opponent then send out Wall Rain, and you already know it's Brave Bird time. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Another near one shot. Fucking hell. Booms left, right, and centre. We send out Muck. The opponent only going to reach an Icicle Sphere. An easy tank for Muck. We get the jab farm down. Back out comes Charizard. Muck already at the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will knock out or force the final Protect Shield. We see the opponent invest that shield. They need to Blast Burn to take us out. No bonfire head. Gonna call it's just the Dragon Claw. The opponent full sends the Blast Burn. It's now all down to Golurk. The Mud Slaps are single resisted, but are still chunking. We respect the potential Blast Burn. Great shield from no bonfire head. The opponent only gonna reach a Dragon Claw. Golurk is gonna survive this. Can we boom whatever's in the back? Ask and you shall receive. It's gonna be hi Jellicent. Bye Jellicent. The poltergeist is locked. It's loaded. Get absolutely wrecked. Back out comes Charizard. And one Mud Slap takes that game. GG's and thanks for playing. If I don't upload for a few days, it's probably because I've lost my voice from this absolute insane submission. In the next battle, we see the Shadow variant of Charizard in the lead. The opponent outpaces to a potential Blast Burn. They're probably going to claw us, but we probably should respect it. We do respect it. We then throw one Snarl and the Sky Attack. The opponent probably going to shield in return, which they do. The opponent then fires off one further Dragon Claw, no bonfire head, invests his final Protect Shield here. We then throw one Snarl and the Sky Attack. If the opponent shields this, we're actually going to CMP tie to the next move, as we're both 6 turns away. The opponent looks for the farm down. They don't get it. Honchkrow prevails as the superior Shadow Flyer in the Ultra League. The opponent send out a Bomber Snow. We then send out Muck. The opponent's final Pokemon is Cobalion, and look at the Mud Slap damage. The opponent just says fuck that and concedes the match. Moving on to the final battle of the video, and my god am I sad because this has been incredible. Terrible lead. We see the pivot into Muck. Muck needs to be careful of an Earthquake. However, this opponent just goes straight Icicle Sphere, so an easy no shield. No bonfire doesn't really have any other way of dealing with this Wall Rain, so it's very kind of the opponent to stay in. We're going to shield up the next Icicle Sphere. Muck farming up a boatload of energy. No bonfire head. Going to return fire with the Dark Pulse. Does the opponent want to invest the shield? Yes, they do. Muck then farms up, throws the next Dark Pulse on the charge move prior event. Does the opponent invest that final protect shield? Yes, they do. The Shadow Muck Sirfetch'd managing to get all shields off the opponent. And that is going to free up the back line for some big boom action. We come into Golurk. Golurk looking for the Mud Slap farm down. Hopefully we can one shield this up and farm down before the next Icicle Sphere is going to be close. Do they get there? They do not. What wants to see a loaded Golurk? Oh, trainer. Certainly not that. No bonfire head. Go straight for the poltergeist. Poltergeist going to do huge damage. The opponent gets one shot. The opponent's final Pokemon is Shadow Claw Giratina. And as if we haven't had enough booms already in the video, this silly dragon ghost fucking looking thing is about to eat a Brave Bird. It's locked. It's loaded. Brave Bird near one shots. The opponent going to be forced to throw. With a lower defense, this Dragon Claw will take us out. However, Golurk is going to be able to get off one Mud Slap and take that game. GG's and thanks for playing. And also a huge thanks to No Bonfire Ahead. That was an absolutely phenomenal battle submission. He's linked in the title. Go check him out. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you'd like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks to everyone for watching. And I will see you all in the next one.